Welcome to Motorcycle dot com's two thousand twelve Muscle Bike Brawl. On one side of the ring, we have the brutish strength of the Yamaha V-Max. On the other side, we have the muscular agility of the refined Ducati Diavel. Like a lot of our sport bike shootouts, we took these two to the track and to the street. Big difference is we didn't go to a road course. Of course, we went to a drag strip. The Yamaha V-Max went largely unchanged for over 2 decades. It's an icon in the muscle bike community. And when they did change it, Yamaha brought out this version. seventeen hundred c c V four engine, bigger, heavier, and more powerful than a Ducati. And if you're looking for something that can give you all the tire smoking fun you can handle no matter the situation, the V-Max is still the bike to do it. Even though both these motorcycles have approximately the same seat height, the Yamaha feels much taller. For a bigger guy, it's not going to matter, but for a smaller person, this 700-pound motorcycle can be a handful if you get it off to one side. Down here at the front brakes, you have some 6-pot calipers. They're not Brembos like on the Ducati, but you still have a ton of stopping power with these. Like the Ducati, you have A B S front and rear. The one thing the Yamaha does not have is traction control, which the Ducati does. A neat feature on the V-Max is you do have adjustable suspension all around front and rear. On the rear, it's awesome, it's really easy. You got your compression damping right here. Your rebound damping is right underneath on the other side. And then your preload adjuster is also on the other side up by your left leg where you can just turn the knob, put some preload into it. In keeping with V-Max tradition, Yamaha retained the fuel tank underneath the seat and is accessible by switching this lever here and presto. Unlike the Ducati, the Yamaha has a traditional swing arm, not a single-sided swing arm like the Diavel, but the Yamaha also has, which a lot of guys will like or prefer over the Diavel, is a shaft drive. Now this does have some adverse jacking effect. Then again, you don't have the maintenance and adjustment that you do with the chain. So the heart and soul of any muscle bike is going to be its engine. And with the Diavel, Ducati didn't back down. They brought out the eleven ninety-eight Testastrada engine. At the back of the Diavel, Ducati shoehorned on a two forty rear tire. Looks mean, and it doesn't hurt the handling as much as you would think. At the front of the bike, Ducati also put their touch of performance into it. You've got 4-piston monoblock Brembo calipers, gripping three twenty semi-floating discs, and it's got A B S front and rear. Now for the riding position on this bike, the handlebars reach back to greet you. You're sitting in a nice upright seating position, and the seat itself is very scalloped and it looks a little funny. It's comfortable. Over a long period of time, it does put you in one position. You can't really move around a lot, but the nice thing about this kind of upward slant is when you crack that throttle on, it holds you in one position, and that's a good thing with one hundred sixty-two horsepower. From the cockpit, you're looking out and all you see is handlebars. You don't see headlight or anything down here. It's kind of a neat vision. Down here, we do have a full color L C D screen, which, in the shadow, it looks fantastic. Over here on the left side of the Diavel, starting at the rear, you've got this cool trellis frame bracket that comes around for the rear fender and the license plate mount, and your little light here is L E D. Back here on the rear of the bike, you've got a passenger grab handle that pulls out, which is kind of a neat little thing, and when it's not, it's disguised nicely. Great design detail. Down below, got these fold-out passenger foot pegs, and I did take the wifey for a ride on this bike. Nice big wide rear seat. Where the foot peg placement is, her legs don't ride too high. Very comfortable. On the right side of the bike, besides the engine, is these extra large exhaust pipes coming out. Down here, you've got your exhaust power valve. And then leading to the back, you've got this awesome looking rear wheel that you can see very well because of the single-sided swing arm. Diavel,
supposed to be a cruiser. Still does ten thirties down the quarter mile. Did a ten thirty, I thought that needs some improvement. I thought I just did a better one, ten thirty-six. This game of drag racing, very fine increments. Fun. All right, the V-Max. Shaft drive. It doesn't put the power down as well as chain-driven bikes, but ten twenty-four at one thirty-five miles an hour. It's got the Diavel beat at the top end in mile an hour, and it actually came out the hole pretty good. I did adjust the suspension to get some more weight transfer to the back. That seems to be really helping. All right, this was a really interesting comparison test, simply because there are no other bikes like these around. These things get off the line in different ways, but the E Ts are very close. ten thirty for the Ducati and ten sixteen for the V-Max. So the Ducati had a better launch because it puts the power down to the ground better. But then at the top end, after this thing fights for traction, it really roars up top and about as close as you can get down the strip.
I mean, yeah, they are seriously more closely matched than, again, I think we thought going into this shootout.
And the V-Max, again, it's all about the motor. You get into a twisty road and you'll wish you were on the Diavel rather than the V-Max, but you got a straight line and you pin it, and this thing is just incredible.
Yeah, but if you're looking for the motorcycle that can do still, good burnouts and, has a lot of straight line speed, but can still handle and probably outpace a lot of, lesser sport bike riders in the twisties, you would surprise a lot of people.
And back to the Ducati, I'd have to say that's a better motorcycle, but this is a more flamboyant motorcycle. So what are you looking for in your bike?